How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video here on the Nat Automotive channel, and today is auction day. I'm going to be bidding on my first ever car from an insurance auto auction for my next big street legal go-kart project, so stay tuned. If you guys have watched my past video, you'll know that I have been looking at two C5 Corvettes really closely for potential candidates to buy for this next street legal go-kart project. One of them is a higher mile C5 out in Fresno at a Copart facility, and then the newest one that I only noticed a few days ago is at IAAI, and it is a torch red C5 with only 54,000 miles. So I am in much more favor of that because obviously the powertrain and of course the frame matter the most. So I'd love to have a powertrain with only 54,000 miles on it, because the body and paint, that's not a huge deal to me. That's all coming off at some point. But I've been watching this car really closely over the past few days, noticing any pre-bids on it, how many pre-bidders, and just watching it like a hawk. So obviously when I first noticed the car, it was at a $2,100 pre-bid, I think, and it has slowly crept up from $3,000 to $3,500, and the final pre-bid before the pre-bidding closed at 7 a.m. Pacific time, because the auction is at 8 a.m. Pacific time. So it is currently 7:38 right now, so I'm just kind of sitting here anxiously waiting. So the final pre-bid as of 7 a.m. was $4,400, which I think is pretty good because that leaves enough room in the budget, but who knows, you know, you get into a bidding war, the price will increase very rapidly. But the antics are high. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. This is just a big deal for me, so I'm pretty excited / nervous about the whole auction situation. It kind of is a little bit, you know, on edge type deal, and especially buying a car sight unseen. I mean, spending this much amount of money online versus like in person, it's kind of a weird thing if you've never done it before. But anyways, I'll just kind of show you guys the interface of the auction site real quick before it gets going. I think the car is currently 35th on the auction block, and so it shouldn't take too long once the auction starts at 8 a.m. to get the Corvette up on the auction block to be auctioned off. So we'll see how that goes, but I'll just run you guys quickly through the interface and show you kind of briefly how it works before it starts. And also, I'm wearing my Corvette Racing C7R shirt here to you know, give me good luck this morning, so hopefully that helps a little bit too. Alrighty guys, so we are back at the IAAI auction listing. So as you can see, basically what I just said, $4,400 was the high pre-bid. So I've been watching this car. That bid was actually submitted at like 1:30 in the morning last night. I was constantly checking throughout the night because, like I said, I could not sleep. The antics were so high, and I was just so excited to get up this morning. I just wanted time to pass even quicker. It was kind of like a kid on Christmas Eve, just wanting to get to the morning so you can open presents and whatnot. So here is the main auction site for IAAI, the live auction site, I should say. It differs a little bit from Copart in that Copart is strictly an online auction, whereas IAAI is an online auction and simultaneously going on at the actual facility in person. You can bid on a car in person if you're able to get in via a public buyer or a business license account. So I will be bidding against people in person as well, if of course there's anyone there interested in this car. So that's kind of interesting. And basically this interface, what they do, it's called Online Ringman. So it's an interface provided by IAAI for their live auctions, where you actually get live audio from the auctioneer, so you can hear the cars being bid off live. So it's kind of interesting. You know, I've always watched Barrett Jackson growing up as a kid, so I am that online bidder now, competing for the car. So now we're just waiting here. It's 7:42. Got 18 minutes before the auction commences, and then probably a little while. Let's see, I can pull up the upcoming vehicles so you can see item 1. And then we scroll down. It's kind of interesting. It goes from 31 and then or 32, and then it jumps to 600. So when I first saw the item number, I was like, "Oh goodness, I'm gonna have to wait for 601 other cars to be auctioned off." But that's not the case. It's just it jumps from 32 to 600 for some weird reason. So the car is technically 35th on the auction block. So that is the one that we want right there. So when the auction starts, I'll get the screen recording going, as well as my my second camera here, and so you guys can kind of see what the interface looks like and what the auction looks like before I actually bid on my car that I want.
Alrighty, it is 9 a.m. here in Missoula, Montana. The date is November 7th.
Okay, I guess it's 9 a.m. there, not 10 a.m. I don't know what all these time zones are messing with me.
With no warranty expressed or implied, including but not limited to any warranty of fitness for a particular purpose or merchantability. IAA makes no warranty or representation as to the condition of any vehicle or any of its component parts when IAA provides information about a vehicle for sale at auction. IAA makes no warranty or representation.
Alright, so the auctioneer just announced on the site 5 minutes till auction. One thing I didn't go over really in the previous clips was kind of my bidding strategy. I've obviously never bid at an insurance auto auction before, but I have done like eBay bids and stuff like that, and helped my dad buy a few things on eBay. So there was somewhat of a strategy that I tried to have, or that I'm going to have during this auction. I didn't do any pre-bids. I don't think there's a need to pre-bid. That's just my opinion. You know, why show them your cards beforehand or show how many more bidders there are on the car. And then when the actual live auction starts, I think you know, obviously when the car hits the block, I'm not going to like sleep there and sleep at the tree, so to speak, and forget to bid, but I might wait a little bit as the auction for the car progresses and then come in and really start hitting it to get my the number I want and hopefully become the high bidder. Alright guys, there's Challenger next, and then the Corvette comes up on the block. My heart is like beating right now.
We get to go. Counter down. 4,200 to 43. No, 4,400. 43, 44, 45. I'm in the 5. 4,400 to 45. I'm in the 555. 44, 45. I'm in the 555. Counter down. We get to go. 4,500. So 4,400. Bear 330,655. Item 601 2012 Dodge Challenger SRT8 State Farm right here, 31,551 miles here. I'm at 8,100. Who'd have been 81 here? Been 81 on. I'm gonna be the 8,100 here. 88,025 no 8,100. I'm gonna be the on. I'm gonna be the 8,100 here. 8,000 no 81. I'm gonna be the 1. I'm gonna be the 1 here. 8,100 here. I'm going to be the 1. Great for donuts in this snow. 8,025 no 81. I'm going to be the 1. I'm going to be the 8,100 here. Counter down. We're going to go. 8,100.
Alright, here we go.
Counters on your screen. Bidder buy. On the call. 1,025, bidder 98125. Item 602 is the 2001 Chevy Corvette State right here, 54,786 turns on her. I'm bid 4,400 here to 45 to 46 to 47. I'm gonna bid 7 to 48 to 4,800 to 47 here 48. I'm gonna bid 888. Bid 4,800 here 47 to 48. I'm gonna bid 888. 4,800 here. 47, 48, how much of an 888, who's 48 here, 4,700 here to 48, how much of an 48 to 47, 25, 47, 50, 4,800, 47, 50 to 4,800, how much of an 888, who's 4,800 here, 47, 50 to 800, how much of an 800 here, 4,800, 47, 50 to 48, how much of an 888, 47, 50, counter down, we're gonna go 47, 50 to 4,800. Counters on your screen, bidder, click to buy.
Oh! We just bought it, baby! We just bought it! Yes! Oh my goodness. This is like really exhilarating. Sorry for being really giddy right now, but I just stole that Corvette for 5,200 bucks. Oh my goodness. Here, I'm going to show you guys on the screen here. So if we go, so the auction's still going on. We go to previous vehicles and look, item 60201. So, '01 Chevy Corvette, $5,200. We won it. So I think, I don't know what the exact final bid was for me, but you probably saw it on the screen there. I'll go back and look at it. But I think my final bid was like $4,700 or $4,750. And then the auction closed. I was the high bid of the live auction. And then I'm pretty sure every car at this auction has a reserve of some kind. And basically, if you heard the auctioneer say, bidder, click on your screen, because it offered me a buy it out price. So it's basically like the reserve price, through the minimum price that the insurance company, State Farm in this case, wanted to get for the car. So it was $5,200 was the minimum bid. So I was like, oh yeah, I was planning on going up to, you know, $6,000 if I had to. So boom, clicked it, and we won it. So I am so stoked that I won this car, especially for the price. I mean, $5,200 for a 54,000 mile 2001 Corvette with pretty much almost every option, I'm pretty sure. I'll have to go back and double check that. But I was actually kind of a little bit worried that I was going to have to bid a lot against people, just maybe because I was building my mind that this was, you know, a 2001 torch red Corvette, so it seems like a car that everybody, you know, or I don't want to say everybody, but a lot of people would want because it's, you know, flashy, and doesn't have an insane amount of damage. So the thing was that I thought last night was that since this car's in Montana and the winter is approaching, a lot of the bidders in the area probably don't want this thing because no one's going to buy it if they're reselling it, and if they're buying it for themselves, they can't drive it, or if the conditions won't be as good to drive it when it's got, you know, when they have feet of snow on the ground, because I'm sure they get harsh winters up there. But because when I was looking at the pre-bids, it looked like a lot of them were in Montana, one was in Colorado. You can see the locations of where the other pre-bidders and live bidders are. So I'm thinking I was bidding against people that, you know, didn't want this car necessarily for a whole lot because the winter's coming up. But because for me, I live in San Diego and the weather's sunny and 75 year round, that doesn't matter. And to me, because, you know, I could drive this thing whenever pretty much here. And even though I'm at a disadvantage for shipping because I have to pay more, like $1,100 to ship it down here, I still was able to win the auction. So I am just so stoked. I got it for a lot less than I was expecting to have to pay for it. I am just so happy right now. So now I'm just waiting for the website to update so that it registers that I won the vehicle. It might not update until I actually or until the auction ends completely, so we'll have to look into that. I'll keep an eye on the website here, and then as soon as that happens, I'm going to schedule transport, and got to pay for the car by Friday, and it's got to get picked up by Tuesday of next week. So gosh, I'm just such on cloud 9 right now. It is insane. Like I said, this was a huge purchase for me for the next huge project. I am just so stoked right now. One thing you might have noticed at the end of the auction, when I had the high bid and it said recording buyer number, and then I was in such like shock of what just happened, because like I thought I won the auction, that I didn't realize, and this was the part of not ever bidding on a car at auction before, I didn't know, was they give you the seller's counter offer right there. So if you saw that $5,200 in red and it said buy it next to it, that was the seller's counteroffer, the reserve that I was talking about. And I didn't even realize it. I was just staring at it. I was like in such disbelief, and luckily I clicked it just in time to accept that counteroffer to be able to fully win the car and have it be considered sold at auction. Whereas a lot of other cars, if you listen to these live auctions, a lot of the times they'll say on a phone call or something like that, which means the seller might reach out to the high bidder and then give them a counteroffer over the phone or something like that. And a lot of the times, if cars aren't sold at the live auction like that, sometimes from what I've heard from talking to reps on the phone from IAAI, is they'll be relisted a few days later as an I buy fast car, which is like a, you know, a set buy it now price, which is usually a little bit higher, like you would see on eBay or something like that. So I'm glad that I was able to realize that buy it counter offer and clicked it before it expired, because you only get like 5 or so seconds, I believe, to click it, and then they'll move on to the next car. Alrighty guys, so I did all the boring stuff just now. I went to my bank this morning and I submitted the wire transfer payment to IAAI to pay for the vehicle and pay for all the fees and also transportation for the vehicle. So I did all that, all the boring stuff in buying a car. Although it was exciting at the same time because this is the first time I'd ever done something like this. But like I said, I did opt for transportation services from IAAI. And I was not going to drive all the way up to Montana to get the car, although that might be a fun road trip, and maybe I'll do that at some point. But it was pretty good pricing. I think $1,070 to ship that thing all the way down here from Montana. It's not a bad deal. So like I said, wire transfer is being processed, and once the payment goes through for the car and the shipping, they will contact me with a pickup date, where they'll pick the car up from the facility, and then they will a drop-off date and time for when they'll drop the car off down here, and we can take delivery of it and start a whole new chapter on this channel. So this was a crazy morning. I mean, starting all the way from not being able to sleep at all last night because I was so anxious leading up to this morning's auction. I was just excited at the same time. So it's like, you know, like I said, a kid before Christmas morning can't go to sleep. But it was such a cool experience, very nerve-wracking, but really cool experience. For some of the seasoned guys that do this auction stuff on a daily basis, you're probably looking at me like a noob, but this is my first time doing it, and like I said in the previous video, this was a big investment for me. I've really never spent this much money, you know, just on a car that I have never seen before. All my purchases on cars have been, you know, I've seen them in person, test drove them, so it was kind of a nerve-wracking thing. But overall, I had a really good experience. I'll do a whole nother video of my experience with using IAAI and Copart as well, even though I didn't bid a vehicle on their site. I still use their site to browse and kind of learn the ins and outs of the site. So I'll make sure to do that and compare the two, Copart and IAAI. But I was really happy with it. All the people really friendly. My easiest tip, if you're gonna bid on a car at auction, just be prepared. Know all the ins and outs of, you know, how they work, and all the fees associated with it, because there are a lot of fees that add on. There's auction fees and different things that add up that will definitely add over the top of the final bid price for the vehicle. But if you have any questions, well, one, you're always able to comment below and I'll be happy to answer them, but IAAI had great customer service and they were really helpful in the days leading up to this and trying to figure out how to get my account situated in time. But yeah, so I was pretty happy with it. There are going to be so many cool videos coming on the channel. The next video is going to be when this Torch Red C5 arrives on the back of a truck down here in San Diego, and I will take delivery of it, and that will start a whole new series of videos, a whole new chapter for the Now Automotive channel, and I am so beyond excited. I don't think you guys are as excited as I am, but maybe you are. I've not been this excited about a project in quite some time because I've been saving up for it for a few years now. So it's going to be awesome to be able to have this project to wrench on and to produce new video content for you guys on the channel. So without me blabbering on too much more, because I'm just, again, so excited, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I kind of hope you guys enjoyed watching me go through this process of auction for the first time. If you have any questions about the whole process, feel free to comment below and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Definitely subscribe if you haven't already, because like I said, tons of videos coming on this car when it gets here and the whole build process. So thanks again guys for watching. Give the video a thumbs up and I will see you in the next one.